Lesson 5. Most people would probably think that most of the plants and animals in the world have been named by now. If they did, they would be completely wrong. In fact, about 97% of the world's plants and animals have not yet been named, and only 1% of those which have names are completely described. We do not even know how many species there are. Estimates range from 3 million to 200 million. Of course, the bigger the creature, the easier it is to find and identify. But even with bigger animals, there are difficulties. In the early 1960s, Colin Groves of the Australian National University began a survey of the approximately 250 known species of primates. He found that often it turned out that the same species had been described more than once, sometimes several times, without any of the scientists involved realizing that they were looking at an animal already known by a different name. Furthermore, we may not even know of the existence of all the bigger animals in the world. In 1995, a team of British and French scientists in a valley in Tibet found a type of horse called the ruoche that had previously only been known from cave paintings that were thousands of years old. The people who lived in the valley were amazed that the animal was unknown outside. Perhaps other big animals are yet to be discovered. Some scientists think that there could be a very big animal living in the Amazon forest, which we do not know about yet. Smaller animals, especially insects, are much more difficult to find, much less identify. It used to be thought that there were probably 1 million species of insects in existence. However, in the 1980s, Terry Irwin of the Smithsonian Institute took every living thing from just 19 trees in Panama. He discovered 1,200 different types of just one kind of insect. Based on this, he calculated that there may be 30 million species of insect on Earth. Others, using the same or similar data, have concluded that there were 13 million or 80 million or 100 million insect types. Why is it that we have so little idea of the true number? Part of the problem is that so many insects are so tiny. For example, your mattress is probably home to 2 million mites, and your pillow to about 40,000. If your pillow is 6 years old, 10% of its weight will be made up of living and dead mites, plus their old skin and waste. Unfortunately, washing your pillowcases doesn't help unless you use extremely hot water. Washing with cold water is like giving your mites a shower. But we did not even know that these mites existed at all until 1965. If creatures so close to us remained unnoticed for so long, it is hardly surprising that so many elsewhere are still unknown. Another reason why so few of the world's creatures are named is that the job of a taxonomist, someone who identifies and names species, is extremely difficult and does not seem to be valued. There are only about 10,000 active taxonomists in the world, and Koen Maas, a Belgian scientist who worked at the Kenyan National Museum, said that there were no longer any specialized taxonomists in the whole of Africa. He was the last one and had to leave. there being no money to pay him. In 2001, Kelvin Kelly launched an enterprise called the All Species Foundation with the aim of finding and recording every living thing. The estimated cost of the exercise varied from 1.3 billion pounds to 30 billion pounds. As of spring 2002, the foundation had just 750,000 pounds and 4 full-time employees. Hardly surprising then that around the world only about 150,000 new species are identified and named per year. At this rate, it is unlikely that we will ever know all the creatures we share the world with.